In order to get an arrest, all you need is probable cause.
That's it. That's it.
If you see a crime and a criminal, and there is no reason for the crime, an arrest is made. Then a grand jury decides if there's an indictment, and then a judge and jury decides whether or not there's a conviction.
Amen.
You do not need anything more than you have now to arrest those 4 policemen.
That's it.
There are probable cause right now.
Yes.
You have a deceased person. You have a tape showing how he was deceased.
What?
You have a tape showing the other 3 police did nothing to prevent it.
What?
Then they should tell these 4 police what they tell all of us in the hood. Tell it to the judge. There are those that say to me, Reverend Al, we need peace, and we do.
We won't.
But there's a difference between peace and quiet.
Yes, big difference.
Some people just want quiet. The price for peace is justice. Don't just tell people to shut up and be quiet and keep suffering.
Yes.
Give them peace.
Yes.
Let them know the value on their life. Let them know the law works for them. And you won't have to quiet them down. They will be glad about it. We want justice. No justice.
No justice.
In 2014, Eric Garner was assaulted by police in New York, choked, put in a chokehold, and said, I can't breathe. And the officer would not let the chokehold go, and he died. They would not prosecute that officer.
Wow.
It took us 5 years to get him fired.
Can't take 5 years.
If they had prosecuted that officer, maybe Floyd would be alive today.
What? Amen. Amen.
Why do I say that at the scene of his death? Is because we're going to make sure that this prosecution goes down. So we're not somewhere 5 years from now saying they should have prosecuted Floyd.
Yes. Like matters.
In the Floyd case.
As you know, this happened to me almost 6 years ago.
Oh, hallelujah.
And this is just opening up an old wound, pouring salt into it. They keep coming into, the police officers come into our neighborhoods. They brutalize. They terrorize. They murder our children. And we have done nothing.
Nothing.
They don't find a weapon. They say they thought that they saw a weapon. They feared for their life. How did they fear for their life in this case?
They dragged him out.
They had a young man in handcuffs. I didn't see any resistance.
None.
Why was their foot on his neck?
What?
And then they said they tried to resuscitate. How are you going to resuscitate a fatally injured person?
Yes. What?
This memory is so clear in my head. Years ago, the officers involved in my son's murder, it was lies after lies, cover-up after cover-up. I just commend this mayor for acting so swiftly.
Yes.
Because in my case, it took 5 years. 5 years just to fire one officer, and it would not have happened if I wouldn't have kept pressing on after the federal government said that they wasn't going forward. I said, you may not go forward, but I am. And that's what you must do. Because this is not going to be an easy fight. I'm going to tell you right now. Everybody is with you now, but later on, it's going to be a lonely road. And only you can choose if you're going to keep on going or you're going to just lay back and say, oh, this is another news story. We cannot let this be another news story.
No.
We all have to get out and stand together.
Amen.
And we don't have to do it violently.
Right.
We can do it politically.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Voting is coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Don't sit around and say my vote don't count. We put these politicians in, and we can take them out.